Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm a producer, but first and foremost, I'm a regular teenage girl who likes to do music things. Let's get through it. This is Pablo Picasso. He started drawing before he could speak. This is Mark Zuckerberg. He started programming in middle school. Ron Howard started acting at the age of 8. Bjork released her first hit album, when she was 12. Kobe Bryant made the jump directly from high school to the NBA. He played his first NBA game at 18. I am a fan of this guy. I read his books when I was like 10. But he wrote his first book, Aragon, when he was 15. And he saw it through, and it became a movie when he was just 23. Tavi Gevinson, she's a style blogger. She started a blog when she was 11. It was called Style Rookie. And it averaged 30,000 views a day. And she started Rookie when she was 15. And it's so successful. I don't know, I read it almost every day, so. What do you call these people? It starts with a P, ends with a prodigy, and I don't know. I'm iffy about that word. So I have note cards. I'm pretty old-fashioned. This is Ang Lee. He screened his first movie when he was 38. Mark Twain released The Adventures of Tom Sawyer when he was 41. Wow. Maya Angelou released I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings at 41. Colonel Sanders, actually, I Googled that photo. It's actually a wax figure, and I only realized it when I was on the couch looking at my presentation. See, he's too orange to be human. He started KFC when he was 65. Vera Wang only wrote about fashion until she was 39. She only started designing at 39. And Vincent van Gogh was only persuaded to go to art school at 27. And he had his first exhibit when he was 32. So I'm iffy about the word prodigy. And I'm iffy about the word late bloomer. But what you can't deny about these people is that they all have a place in history because they're phenomenal people. They're movers and shakers of the world. But why do people put such a premium on when these people start? A couple of years ago, I read this book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. He said it takes 10,000 hours to be phenomenal at something. I don't know, 10,000 hours is a lot. And when you think about it, it's so daunting. But for me, I don't necessarily believe it takes 10,000 hours to be phenomenal at something. I think it just takes keeping the enthusiasm of your first hour. Okay, now I have to talk about myself. I usually get really nervous when anyone asks me to explain myself. I'm BP Valenzuela. I'm a college student. I'm also a singer-songwriter and producer. I'm unsigned. When I was in my first year of college in Ateneo de Manila University, I was taking up sociology, but I've been doing music for a while, even in high school. I was, St. Paul, yay. I was in a lot of administrative positions in the talent development part of my school, but I never really planned on doing music as a thing until I reached college. When I was in college, and I was taking up sociology, on my first day in Ateneo, they have something called the ORSEM, the orientation seminar for freshmen. And my friend thought it would be a good idea to place a bet on whether I could win this weird talent competition called ORSEM Idol. And the thing about Ateneo is a batch is like 2,000 people. And I didn't really sing in high school, but I entered it anyway, and I won. I don't really even sing to rooms of 30 by then. And I don't know, it just sort of stuck. When I was in high school, I would dabble into music production. I would record people for fun, and I wanted to be a film scorer for a while, so I did that kind of stuff, and I worked on a record in my bedroom, and I released it. It's called Beep. It's an EP. It's just 5 songs. But when people ask me, whenever a magazine or a news outlet asks me anything, when they interview me, they always put such a huge value on the fact that I'm just 18 or 19. I don't know, should it be that way? The thing is, the reason why they put such a premium on when you start is to see what your journey was. And the thing about the first hour, the first photo, the first draft, the first chord, the first recipe, everything, it's always going to suck. It's always going to suck so bad. For me, in pursuing what you love, there are only really 3 steps. And it's super cliche. 1, you have to know what you want, know what you love. 2nd, you have to want it more, want it badly. And 3, do it. My dad always does this Yoda voice where he's like, do or do not, there is no try. And I don't know, it stuck with me like the whole time. Ever since I was 6, he would do that voice, and it's so annoying. It's really so annoying. It's usually homework related, but yeah, do it. Do it yourself. We live in the do-it-yourself age, and that's mostly what I'm going to talk about. What I mean by that is that we live in the internet age, where it's so easy to do it yourself. Everything, well, arguably, most things are on the internet. Whenever I ask anyone in my family anything, like the most trivial things, I ask my mom, what's this? Because I expect her to, like, I don't know, to know it, and she's like, Google it. And I'm just like, Google it. I don't know. I have my reservations about the internet too, but yeah, we live in the do-it-yourself age, where you can release your whole record online. You can release your movie on YouTube. You can Google a recipe and do it in a matter of minutes. But the thing about the accessibility of that is some people get really incensed by it, like success is more deserved when times are difficult. David Byrne from the Talking Heads said that the internet will suck all creative content out of the world. He was talking about Spotify. Spotify is such a cool thing. I don't know, my music's on Spotify, and I actually want to delete iTunes or the music part of my iPod because Spotify is so easy to use. You have all this music on your phone, and it just makes everything more accessible, right? I don't know why people are afraid of accessibility. I don't know why people are afraid of an equal playing field. He thinks that accessibility doesn't reward artists. I think that's a load of bull. Accessibility. I have my moments too. Whenever someone, I don't know, my friends say this a lot. Just because she's on Instagram, she thinks she's a photographer. Just because she's on SoundCloud means she's a producer. Just because she's on Vimeo means she's a filmmaker. I don't know why people are so insecure about the ease of technology. The thing is, I always used to be so afraid. Actually, I was really afraid doing this whole thing. Like, what qualifies me to do this? I'm just a regular teenage girl. all I did was believe in my first hour, supposedly. But the world is evolving. Some people will bemoan the ease of making creative content and having it out there. Some people champion it. But I don't think pursuing what you love, I don't think the end goal is really recognition. Because we live in the do-it-yourself age. But I guess what I believe in is that you do it for yourself. What would you do if you could start now? What would you do if someone said, hey, you can Google a recipe, and if you keep doing it for 10,000 hours, you can be a chef. You post a song on SoundCloud, it'll get so or so likes, boom, you're a producer. Why is that such a bad thing? Why are people so afraid? Why are people so insecure? Because you cut the middleman with the internet. I think I'm a product of this generation's fixation with the internet and social media. And people think millennials are egotistic or whatever, but I think the reason why is because we can do it, actually. Cutting the middleman means it's never been so easy. And that's why record companies are afraid. Hollywood is afraid. It's so easy to Google something and learn about it. It's so easy to buy Photoshop. I don't know. We have the power, and this is why people are afraid. YouTube gets 1 billion unique views a month. 6 billion hours of video are watched per month. It reaches more adults in that demographic than any cable network in the US. 700 YouTube videos are shared on Twitter per minute. 500 years worth of YouTube videos are watched on YouTube per day. There are 150 million active users on Instagram. 8,000 likes per second. 175 million unique monthly listens. 12 hours worth of audio uploaded every minute. There are 270 million blogs on Tumblr. If you want to be a writer, if you want to post photos, if you just want to start, you can. And there are actually 120,000 signups per day on average. And close to 120 million posts. This is how I started. When I was 12, I picked up a guitar. It's my sister's. I started learning stuff. And when I was confident to actually do something about it, I went to a studio along Katipunan. I won't disclose its name. I'm not even sure if it's open. But I wanted to record a couple of demos, like 3. Me and a guitar, like all Taylor Swift singing about stuff I don't know yet. And the record engineer seemed so bored with me. Like, he didn't make any of the edits I told him to make. He didn't take me seriously just because I was like a 13-year-old girl. And because of that, I was so mad. I was like, oh, I hate him, bleep him. And that's the reason why I did what I did. I picked up a manual. I started reading a Pro Tools manual. I saved, and instead of asking for like a phone or something, I asked my mom to get me an audio interface. I started reading, doing what I could. I downloaded a program off the internet. I kept on recording. I kept practicing. And I'm not sure if that was 10,000 hours, but whatever. I kept the enthusiasm. Anger? No, I kept the enthusiasm, that drive. And I had some small holes along the way. I doubted myself. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. No, I don't. Because whenever I remember that look, he was so bored. He was just like, why do I have to do this? And I was spending money for it. I was so enthusiastic. But I think it was that first hour of being mad and figuring that I could do it myself. Now, my record, Beep, it's on Spotify, it's on Bandcamp, it's on most of the year-end lists of local music critics. It's, I don't know, I'm about to release my album next March, so I'm pretty embarrassed about the record. But the cool thing is, I did all of that in my bedroom. All those 5 songs were recorded in my bedroom along EDSA. I had to edit a lot of the audio out. And to think that all these people could like something I made from the comfort of my room is so weird. But I don't know, if I could do it, and my videos on Mix, and you can find some reviews on Mabuhay Mag if you're going on a vacation next week. It feels so surreal. That was my first hour, and all I did really to deserve being here, to have that record, to be talking right now or playing a show tomorrow is, I just started. I figured I could do it. And the cool thing is, right now, there are a lot of teenage girls like me in the audience, and their uniforms are very familiar. And if I could say anything right now, it would just be that the only difference between me and you is that I defined my own success, and what it meant to me, what that first hour meant to me, and I just kept going. And I wanted it badly enough to find all these other avenues to get it out there. If you look at the local music scene, the independent local music scene, people are having such a hard time transitioning from the power being with the record labels, the power, the money, the power of purse being with them deciding on what the pop culture that we devour right now. They feel like they can still be the purveyors of taste. But now that everyone can do it, people are afraid, and I feel like other people are afraid. Future content creators are afraid. But it really just, beyond the first hour even, just the motivation to start, it's there. And anyway, pursue what you love on your own terms. Start now, you just have to try. Thank you, I'm VP Valenzuela. Thank you, TEDxOrtigas, for inviting me.